This is the first part in a series I am calling the Adultery series. You see, there's a lot of things on the internet there for the person who was betrayed. Help, how do I get past it? Do I heal? Can I heal? Will we ever get married again? Should I leave? Why am I feeling this way? How to handle the anger, and so on and so forth. But there's very little that you can find for the adulterer. You see, the adulterer goes through his or her own sets of emotions as well. The adulterer has to heal and overcome many things as well. And I should know, I had to overcome them myself 40 years ago. The things is people don't realize that it doesn't feel good to be an adulterer. Most of us tend to think that, well, they had all the good part. They got all the fun, and there's so much more to go with it. The self-doubt, the anger, the confusion, and much more that I will talk about during this series. But I wanted to be able to talk to you if you are having an affair, if you have had an affair, if you are on the brink of an affair, and help you understand how not to get into the affair or how to get out of it, or if you've already gotten out of it, how to heal from it. I will also be doing parts in here for those of you that have been betrayed by a spouse who's committed adultery. I'm not here just for one side. But if we can help understand one another and help heal our hearts and heal our marriages and maybe end adultery forever. That's my goal, right? Since the beginning of time, we've wanted to heal what we know is a commandment against. So I want to start with how to get out of your affair. So I know somebody watching right now is in the midst of the affair, and if you're the one, anytime you think of your spouse, you're just disgusted, you can't think of anything good, or you don't think that you love them that much, or all the excuses that I never really loved you. It's this time that you start thinking of all the reasons that I never really did love you, or I knew then that I shouldn't have gotten together with you because, and fill in the blank. I will do a talk about the cognitive dissonance in a future episode. But what I want to focus on today is how to get out of your affair. And the first thing I need to stress is that you are going to use epic, Herculean amounts of logic over passion. We have our emotion centers, we have our logic centers. And right now, your emotion centers are at their highest levels that they will be physiologically. And I'm going to talk about some of the hormones that are causing you to feel this way. But it is, as I said, going to take a Herculean amount of logic to override your body's passions. Again, I understand this. It is probably one of the hardest things you'll ever have to do, especially if you're watching this video and thinking you need to end the affair right at the beginning of it, or when you've already gotten mixed up in it and your passions are high, where it's brand new and you still see this person as the answer to all your problems, this person as that one I should have met 20 years ago. You're the one. So what I'd like to say first, in this balance of logic over emotion, logic over passion, is I want to give you some logic about what's going on with you. I know I've talked about it in several videos, and in my own book, The Super Couple, A Formula for Extreme Happiness in Marriage, I talked about the various hormones. But there is a scientific thing called the love cocktail. And I call it the love cocktail while we're getting married, but when we're in the midst of an affair, it's a lust cocktail. I'm not going to try and convince you differently because I know right now you feel that you love that person. And I'm not going to negate your feelings, because why would you have entered an affair if you didn't think you loved that person? Unless you're just one of those serial cheaters that doesn't really care. You like to get the high and then you move on to the next person. But you're probably not that person. Most of you are just torn apart on the inside. So when I talk about the love cocktail, there are 11 different hormones that spike and they stay elevated for a good 6 months to 2 years before they 2 years at the latest, where they come down and your mind is level again. But what is happening, and I'm not going to give you all the hormones, but please, again, you're thinking of this person who's beautiful or you're just madly in love with right now. And I want you to use your logic to think about this. Right now, your DHEA, it's a really long one that I'm not going to tell you, hormone, DHEA is elevated. And that hormone is like a natural amphetamine high. So if there were nothing else to talk about, not the other 10 hormones, for any of you that have ever done drugs, even if you haven't, if you know people who have done drugs, an amphetamine. I mean, this is a real, actual high that people get when they're on drugs. And you and I know it's not logical. It's just this euphoric feeling. That alone would be enough to make you a little bit crazy. But then let's add to it these other hormones that are spiked at this moment. The oxytocin, which is known as the cuddle hormone. This one also, the thing, in addition to, wanting you to hold on to each other, it is responsible for reducing fear and good judgment. Right now, you who's considering your affair or who's in it, you are not making good judgment because the oxytocin is elevated, and it stops your ability to make good judgments, at least in situations involving romance or relationships. So, okay, I'm on a natural amphetamine high. I have another hormone that's making me just, I have no fear. We are invincible. Then you add to that the testosterone, which is a hormone which we know is mostly in men, but women have it too, but it causes an aggressiveness and a sexual desire and lust. It is powerful. The more of it you have raised, along with this amphetamine high and this cuddle hormone where I want to be with you, I'm just driven. And I hope you're seeing this, how it's physically making you see the other person. Also, serotonin. And we know your serotonin is emotional, it's emotional sensitivity is what it helps you with, and low irritability. When you are with this person, nothing they do will irritate you. And you're probably smiling as we think about this. And the sad thing is when you are in the midst of an affair, nothing your affair partner will do will irritate you, but everything your spouse does will. And you think about all those things that have annoyed you, and maybe they didn't really bother you that badly. They do now. But I need you. I'm praying. I'm asking the good Lord to help you use your intellect and use your faith and use everything that's planted in you, because you're going to need it, to let you know, oh my gosh, add that to where you're feeling towards this person right now. Let me just give you two more. Think about the dopamine. Everybody knows about dopamine. You get this dopamine hit, you're like, oh, the pleasure sensors. I know that I have a family member who takes care of psychotic and schizophrenic adults. She's a foster care provider for them. And so they tend to have chain smoking, and they just smoke and smoke and smoke. Why? Because when you have mental health, like specifically the schizophrenia and things, your dopamine sensors aren't getting filled. And so the cigarettes continually seem to elevate that dopamine center. It's the same when you're in an affair. It's this pleasure. It's responsible for motivation and risk taking. I don't care if I'm smoking. I don't care if I'm having an affair. This is good. This is a good thing. It feels good. It can't feel this way and not, it just can't feel this way and be wrong. And I want to add one more to it, vasopressin. Vasopressin is known as the monogamy molecule. And when that is raised specifically, with XY chromosomes, which means more so for men than women, it makes it humanly impossible at this stage of your life right now to focus on anyone else or to believe you ever loved anyone as much as you love this person. Sadly, I had an affair. I understand these feelings. And while it's 40 years later and they revolt me now, and I can look back and go, I'm so stupid. You might not be feeling that way, but you are conflicted, specifically if you haven't stepped into this affair physically yet. I am begging you to use your logic. And if you can, if you know the Lord, use all the strength you have to pray and ask the Lord to help you see with the eyes of logic and reason and help override that passion centers all these hormones. Lord, help me to see the situation as you do. Give me the courage to step out of it, because I will tell you, it's going to be super hard either way when you leave your affair. If you're still in it now, if you're pondering it, even if you haven't even gotten physical, but you're already in this phase of these emotions, it is going to take the grace of God, and that alone, to get you out. Because if you don't have God and all you have is, rationale, there's no reason to stop you from having an affair. I know what it's like to be an adulterer, and it doesn't feel good. I'm going to do a future video about the feelings of entering the affair and what it's like coming out. I don't want you to step into that. Trust me, the pain that you will experience now, leaving this affair before it happens, and it will be brutal if you've already given your mind over to this love cocktail, to this other person. It will be exponentially harder if you step into the affair and want to recover later. I will be praying for you. Please know that your life will be good again, and your marriage can be better than you ever happened before. But you've got to walk away from this affair. Satan is the one who gives you excuses for why this relationship is good. Further, I've heard many people say, I know God wouldn't be upset. This person completes me. I've heard how Satan lies to all of us and he gets us to think God's okay with it. He's not. And had I died when I was in the middle of my affair, I'd have gone to hell. You can't go to heaven with mortal sin on your soul. If this is difficult, if all of a sudden your brain is just freaked out, you don't know to turn left or right, you don't want to leave your affair partner, you'd really rather leave your spouse, but you're committed to your spouse and you got the kids and you probably don't care too much about your spouse right now, but you don't want to hurt the kids and you certainly don't want to lose your income and all those things. If you want to talk to someone confidentially about this, I can help. God in heaven has given me this ministry and he's given me the grace to help. Perhaps it's why he allowed me to enter my sin so many years ago. As much as he cried tears over it, he knew the ministry he would give me years later once I walked out of that affair. You can contact me at Christine@breakfastwithbacon.com, or you can post right here in the comments or go to message me on any of my places. You know what I'm talking about, my social media. But Christine@breakfastwithbacon.com, and we can start the conversation there. I'll be praying for you. Keep your eyes fixed on God. It's the only thing that will save you. Dr. Christine Bacon, thanks for watching this Bacon Bit. And as always, remember to live your life sunny side up.